Hello everyone, this is Ashir and I welcome you to Ashir Song YouTube channel. This is a channel that I use to share conversations I have with people on different topics, mainly on personal development, and I use it to share lessons in Kinyarwanda. And today I wanted to talk about something. There was a time when I was young and I was a, a very young, timid boy who was always afraid of people. I didn't have so many friends. And as time moved on, I changed. And today I've become an entrepreneur. I uh, deliver public speeches and I've been sharing stories and writing, helping others grow as well. But that journey has not been easy, and I know so many people are still in the position where they find it very hard to move on from where they were to where they want to go. So today, joining me is Valentia Dansila, who is known as the Gratitude Grandmaster, and she is an international speaker, author, coach, and she will tell us more about how can someone move from a position where they are not happy, where they are afraid, where they cannot take a step forward, to where they can even take a lead, become leaders, and grow themselves to the person they're proud of. She'll tell us more about how you can do that, Fly High method, and so many other things that we can use to move from that position to where we want to go. So I would like to welcome her, and then she'll tell us more about herself before we move forward and how she became the Gratitude Grandmaster, and then I'll be back.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I will definitely answer all the questions that you have, but I must take this moment to just express my gratitude to you for taking your time out of your busy schedule, having me on. I love everything that you're doing. Of course, I did some back research on you, and I just love the positiveness. Um, and how you go against all odds. And so I really want to encourage everyone to just take a moment and to give you credit where credit is due, right? Like your publication, like the video, share it out to other people, all right? Because that's how we get and spread this message. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for the kind words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm the gratitude grandmaster because gratitude is something that really, really is simple, right? But it definitely changed my life. I will tell you, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for recognizing gratitude. And I mean, I come from a life with many, many, many ups and downs, right? In my childhood, I had a lot of things that happened. My mom died at the age of 7. Uh,
Mm,
I went on and got married and ended up in an abusive relationship there, ended up getting divorced. So lots of things happened. Well, about 7 years ago, I found myself in a very low place where I was
mm,
ready to say bye to the world, goodbye to the world, right? Because nothing was getting better. And then
mm,
I chanced upon a video of a woman, and she just started talking about how just observing gratitude every day changed her life. And I didn't believe it, but I said I might as well try it because I knew what the alternative for me was. So, long story short, I tried it the first 5 days. I felt a little bit different, but by the end of the month, just taking it week by week, really just day by day, I was at the point at the end of the month where I was wanted to live. And I've been that way ever since, right? For the last 7 years. And then I've gone on to go deeper in this, and I've become an elite neural encoding specialist. And all that means is I know
mm.
how to help people reprogram their brain so they can think positively about the situation, and they can go on and do the things that they really want to do and live the life that they really want to live.
That sounds like a tough journey, getting to the way I don't want to live anymore. That sounds
Yeah.
like a lot of things. And uh, so the, let's go back to 7 years ago.
Okay.
Uh, let's say someone is in that tough position, and for you, you found a video that helped you turn everything back. And um, let's say someone does not find that video. Where did they to start reprogramming how they think about their life? Maybe they want to change their ways. They do not want to commit suicide. How do they start to change that?
Right. Well,
Mm,
definitely. That's a great question. A lot of
mm,
times we have to tackle also the myths and things that are out there, right? Because people, once you get into the rigmarole of life, you kind of put yourself second or third, right? And you say, well, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to work on myself, or everything is just fine. We kind of slough it off because we feel like everything's fine. But if you're not really getting better on the inside, time is moving
mm,
on. And
mm,
you have got to, if your time is moving on, you're actually moving backwards if you feel like you're standing still, right? So
mm,
those are the types of things that had happened to me. And so basically, I have have always said after I went through the gratitude and everything, if you're high, you can fly. But when you're low, your very destiny you will blow. Okay? And all
mm.
that means
Yeah.
is life has ups and downs, hills and valleys, like Rwanda,
All
right?
right. All right.
But the
Right.
thing is, don't
Mm,
stay in the valley too long. In the low place, you got to be up,
mm.
right?
You have to be always high.
Be high, because you can see out clear and it's beautiful, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I use something called the fly high method. And
Mm,
the F is for focus. Focus on where you want to go.
mm,
In order to focus on where you want to go, you're probably going to be looking up, right? So you're going to
mm,
lift up. That's the L. The Y is you're going to yield a great life. Okay. So you're
mm,
focusing up. Now, below you in life is this murky, murky water. Okay. I mean,
mm,
it's toxins in there. There's self doubt, there's hesitation, procrastination, all of the toxins that are in our life, the negative self talk. Those are the things that keep us down. So we're looking up, how do we get high? So
mm,
H is for halt. That means you got to change something. Like for me, I started practicing gratitude, right? It was
mm,
weird at first. I got a journal. I started writing things down. It didn't feel great, but I
mm,
interrupted my pattern. That's the H,
mm,
halt, interrupt the pattern. I is ignite. That means you got to do some action. You got to do something towards what it is you want to go.
mm,
G, gratitude. That means you're harnessing the gratitude. Everything, I don't care what situation you're in, there
mm,
is a seed of greatness. There's something to be thankful for in it. It's just you need to harness it. And that's the H. Hold on to it,
mm,
anchor it, right? Hold on to what's good in your life. And that's how you're going to
mm,
fly high out of that murky water, those toxins. Cesspool, that's the self improvement cesspool of life, right? Your
mm,
uh self esteem sabotage system. That's what the cesspool stands for, right? And so
mm.
you got to get out of that cesspool of life and get high.
Oh wow. Wow. I was not able to catch everything, but I found I caught focus, yield,
Yep.
interrupt the pattern, and harness. Well, I missed some letters.
F
F
is F is for
focus.
focus.
Okay. L is
Lift,
lift.
lift.
Yeah.
Like lift
Okay.
your eyes to what it is you want.
Okay. Lift. Okay. Lift your eyes and yield.
Why? Yeah, right. That's the why. You're gonna yield your
Okay.
best life just by doing that. You're looking up, right?
Yeah, you're looking up. Yeah.
But now
And
let's get out
heart.
of that murky water. What's gonna actually be the thing to do it? That's the high. So
Okay.
H is halt, I is ignite. You got to do something.
Mm,
G is the gratitude.
mm.
H is harness. Anchor in what you're grateful.
Okay, I got it now. So, uh, I can see how this might apply to someone's life. I can think of myself when I was, okay, I'm still young, but when I was too young,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I was addicted to movies. So whenever I wanted to do something, I would sit in front of my computer and instead of doing anything, I would start watching a movie. And then 1 hour, 2 hours, and then I found 10 hours walked by and I didn't do anything, just watching movies.
Yeah.
So things started to change when I started, when I entered the new environment of friends, and
Mm-hmm.
the things they were talking about made me think too much about what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
changing the environment changed everything for me.
Yeah.
And then from them, I started changing the content. Instead of consuming the movies, then I started watching the motivational videos, finance, and other things related to where I wanted to be, which became my new addiction. And then every time I listened to it, it changed something about my thinking. And later, I started doing things that I wanted to do. So uh, I can see how different parts of this method applied to myself to become the person I am today. And let's talk about someone who maybe now is losing hope, is um, is in a position where they think they will never be they will never make it financially. Like
Mm-hmm.
their life has no meaning. They think that their families hate them or they are useless. Some people think that they are useless. So after this conversation, what's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing they should be doing? Practical thing that they should start doing.
Okay. Well, first, identify, be aware that you're in that cesspool of life, and everyone gets in that cesspool, right? It's
Mm,
this, it's the self-esteem sabotage system. That's the cesspool of life. That's where
mm,
all that negative talk is, because you're hearing those words, right? There's things like procrastination, self-doubt, right?
mm,
Imposter syndrome, not thinking that you're good enough, right? So you're aware that you're there. Great.
mm,
You're not going to stay there. You don't want to stay there, right? Because if you're listening to this, you don't want to stay there. And so there's
mm,
small things that you do, positive things that you do to get out of that, right? The way that we reprogram ourselves is by taking action and
mm,
repetition. Okay. Now,
mm,
the high method
mm,
halts. You do have to interrupt that pattern. So there are techniques I use like the stop technique, right? That will
stop.
halt the stop
Mm,
technique, STOP.
mm,
And so in that technique, you're actually ingraining positivity in your mind. So it can be as simple as you're feeling bad. You have to feel bad first. Okay. So you're
mm,
feeling bad. You're recognizing I'm in the cesspool right now.
mm,
Immediately stop. You can stand up. If you were sitting down, you may have been scrolling. A lot of times people are scrolling on their phone, right? You found yourself the movies, maybe it was on your phone. You're probably
mm,
looking down and you're scrolling. Well, that posture right there is something that you're going to start thinking negative.
mm.
But when I say you look up, if you look up and you smile, now doesn't that change how you feel? Do
It
you understand
does.
what I'm saying? From looking down,
It does. Yeah.
scrolling to just that, you feel better, right? It's interrupting the pattern.
Mm,
And now you may have an affirmation or something like that. You can say those affirmations out loud, is great.
mm,
And it'll start programming your mind, your subconscious mind. It'll
mm,
anchor it in. That's just one technique. that you can use. There's many of them.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
many people talk about how they changed their lives
Yeah.
doing affirmations, especially when you wake up or before you go to sleep.
Right.
I've heard so many people talk about that. I haven't tried it.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's now in the exercise that I just told you,
Mm,
understand this. Most people do affirmations and they say affirmations don't work.
mm,
Well, and what I just described to you was a entire process. You may have heard, or the audience may have heard, do your affirmations. That's not what I said. It's the whole
the
thing.
whole
It's the
process.
whole
Yeah.
process of
Mm,
making a movement, whether it's even looking up or standing up and saying your affirmations. You can point to yourself, you say it out loud as you do it. It's that whole process. It's not just waking up in the morning and saying your affirmations because you're not going to feel that. But
mm,
if you're looking up, smiling, or you're standing up, you start saying it after feeling
mm,
bad at first. It's a
mm.
recipe. So it's the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I've seen that among different profiles of yours, you focus on women.
Yeah.
Why do you focus on women? Is it because the video that changed you was from a woman? Why?
I mean, I'm a woman, so I mean, my heart
Okay.
goes out to women. Nothing against men. I have male clients as well. A lot of
Mm,
male clients, right? The
mm,
male clients that I have, they tend to take whatever I say, they apply it right away. They take their emotion out of it, and they have
mm,
been some of my best clients. They've had the highest success rate. So I do both, right? But I'm a woman. So, and I
okay, I
love, I
understand.
love femininity. I love being a woman, right? And so I guess you could say, in a way, I'm helping my former self, right?
Mm,
That woman 7 years ago, or even that little girl when she discovered that her mom had passed away, right? We have different things that happen in our lives. So perhaps I'm really reaching out and speaking to my former person. So
mm. Okay, I understand. I was wondering, is it only for women? When I went to join the community, bold and bankable, I saw
yes,
even.
doing
I was thinking maybe it's just for women. Maybe I should not. I
you're
will join up.
welcome.
I will join after that.
Okay, all are welcome.
Mm. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, so let's talk about something that so many people feel, especially people who are employed. They feel something like uh, they don't want to go to work on Monday.
Mhm.
They Everyone, when the Monday is coming, they wish it was a day off or the Monday would move, and they want to stay home. They feel stressed because of where they are, and there's someone else who does not have that job who is also stressed because on Monday they're going to wake up, maybe go find a job or stay home. And is the stress that people feel maybe because of those kind of days that they're not happy with, is it a real stress or is it something that we have in our minds, maybe from what we hear from our friends or the thing that maybe have been programmed in us? Is it a real stress, and how can we fight that through gratitude or something like that?
Right. Well, yeah, I've definitely been there, on that job that you really just don't want to be there and
Mm,
you feel really down about it. Um, However, I know you have to have a strategy is important, right? Having a game plan. And
mm,
that comes from the first thing that I try to identify in a person. Again, it goes back to that focus. What is it that you really want? Okay.
mm,
Um, for instance, I'll give you a story of myself. I found myself, last year at this time, I was
Mm,
on a job that was very, very toxic. I did not want to be there, right?
mm,
I had to always, I had to use, of course, my own skills, right? Val, why are you here? What is the purpose of you being here, right? Of course, you need
mm,
to pay bills and things like that. But just examining, how does this job at this particular point in time fit into my
mm,
overall strategy of what it is I truly want, what it is I truly know I was meant to be, right?
mm,
I know I doesn't feel right to be here, but I am using this position right now to get to the next thing. So
mm,
I became grateful for that, even though it was a toxic place.
mm,
I still had to harness the gratitude, what I was grateful for. And I understood the purpose of it, that it was only a temporary thing and it was going to get me save enough money, invest money, whatever, to take me to my next level of what it is I really truly wanted to do.
mm,
And so that's what you have to do. I mean, it's not an easy thing, but at first, focus in on what it is that you really want, right?
mm. Look ahead.
Look ahead. And so look ahead. Now, what is it around me? What resources do I have that's going to help? Is this job a resource, even though I don't like it? Okay. Look, this
Mm,
microphone is a resource to
mm,
amplify. This computer is a tool to reach. You understand what I'm saying? So you do
yeah.
have to become resourceful. And all that is recognizing the resources around you and using them. So even for
Mm,
yourself, you talked about how you found yourself watching the movies all the time, right? And just spending time. And then you
mm,
realized, wait, this is not what I want. Okay, well, what is it that you want? Oh, I want to be able to not be in this position right now. Let me get around some more positive people. And when you
mm,
were around those positive people who were doing things and you saw with your eyes that you could do things, that opened up the possibilities to you. That gave you a game plan. Well, if I see them doing it, I can do this too. And now here we are.
mm,
Okay. Together. So you become like the five people you hang around the most.
mm.
You change your environment and who you was influencing you. And then that propels you to do more things and
Yeah.
become more. And you're continuing to do that. So you see how it all comes
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. It starts coming together. I was watching, there's a creator I like to follow. He's called Adi Abdal, and he was talking about when he was once a medical student. He wanted to become a doctor, and later he changed and became a YouTuber. He was talking about how when he was a student in medical, he 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 was very addicted to getting rich, and his professor said, you are obsessed with getting rich and you might not make it as a doctor. And now he has become rich, and people online are talking about that he loves money. And he was saying, if you want to get rich or if you want to achieve any goal, you have to be obsessed with it and have, if the content you follow, if someone looks at your feed, what's the content you're following? Does it get you to the goal that you want to achieve? And
Right.
I think it comes back to the focus that you are
Yeah.
talking about, and then changing the environment to what you want. Yeah.
Yes. The obsession is not a bad thing, right? But what was the driving force? The driving force was determining what you really want. That's square one.
Mm,
Determining what you really want and doing what you love to do, even though it may not make sense. See,
yeah.
we sometimes get confused on the how, but we have an unction. I call it an unction from God This
Mm.
is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to make money with it, but this is what I want to do. Right?
Just go and do it.
He's going to do it. And the
Mm.
way will come. The way will come.
Yeah,
Everything will
you
come.
figure it
That's
out.
the obsession. You're
Yeah,
doing
right.
what you love to do. He was a medical student. I think I know who you're referring to, right?
Mm.
He all the expectations was for him to be a doctor, a doctor, a doctor. It wasn't what he loved. And he started doing what he loved. And now and
Mm.
became obsessed with it. And now he's multi makes millions and millions of dollars. Right?
Right.
So
Uh,
it's obsession, yeah, but it's obsession with doing what you love and having the guts to go out here and do it, even though it doesn't make sense. I believe
yeah,
God
right.
will make a way for you, like He's made for me and for you.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So many people don't understand that they think when you change, they think you're going crazy. You don't know what you're doing. But again, when you know what you want to do,
right.
uh, the way comes, and you find a way to do it. I found something called detoxtopia. What is that, and how does it help people?
Well,
Detoxtopia.
Detoxtopia, thank you, uh, was a business. It was actually a holistic, well, is a holistic spa, right? That
Mm.
I was on a walk one day and I got a download to in a real unction
Mm.
to open up a holistic spa to help people detox, right?
Mm.
And as people came to me for detoxing and it's a spa setting, so it's very relaxing. I had a lot of women coming to me, and as we get comfortable and we are getting healthy, they started, telling me about the problems that they were having, right? And everything, of course, confidential, but they may have problems with their husband, family problems, different
Mm.
challenges going on. And at that time, I had already gone through the fact that I discovered gratitude and had come out
Mm.
of that, right? To where I was grateful, the business was going great, and
Right.
I began to tell them, "Hey, practice gratitude," and they would come back and say, "Oh, wow, that really worked for me," right? And that
Mm.
made me go deeper into what I am doing right now, which is a high
Uh,
performance coach.
okay. Okay. What I wanted to focus on that was when someone is detoxing their mind, what
Mm-hmm.
do they detox it from?
What are they? What are they detoxing from?
Yeah, okay. Do I understand detox is like removing poison
The body.
from something from the
Yeah.
body? So when you talk about detoxing the mind, it's the poison from the mind.
Yeah.
What's that poison that is in the mind that you want to remove?
The toxins, like what's in the cesspool of life, the
Mm.
negative talk, the
Okay, the one you talk about.
negativity,
Okay.
the
Mm.
negativity in the world, right?
Mm.
A lot of times, even I found myself tuning in to television too much, to the news too much, and everything that's going on got almost paralyzed by it, right? And
Mm.
I had to, again, go back to my own framework. Wait, I'm aware that this is not the way that I should be. I don't like how I'm thinking. Let me
Mm.
change this, right? Halt,
Mm.
let me change this. I'm turning the TV off. That was my ignite. I'm turning the TV
Right.
off, right? And then start, honing in on what I am grateful for. Well, what if I turn the TV off and I really start working on my business, right? Let me see if I can
Mm.
reach out to a couple of people, right?
Mm.
And I stopped thinking about what was going on in the news and I started thinking about what it is that I wanted to accomplish. And I became obsessed with it, right? As you
Mm.
become obsessed in it, you're going to have success. I'm telling you,
Mm.
all of a sudden, opportunities started coming my way, right? Even right now, next week, I'll be on my way to the great continent of Africa. I'm stopping
Mm.
off at Rwanda, but I've already been summoned to come to Kenya at
Mm,
Diani Beach to speak at a resort there, right?
mm,
And so all of these things started happening for me because why? I realized where I was. I'm not where I want to be. Okay,
mm,
halt. Let me turn the TV off. That was my ignite. Gratitude. Okay, what can I do? What resources do I have? I'm grateful for.
mm,
Okay, let me do that, right? And harness
mm.
it. Work that
Right.
thing. Okay? I'm telling
Mm.
you, the fly high framework works. That method
It works.
works.
Mm.
I live it and do it every day.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think how in different situations where it can be applied. Um. Yeah. So maybe before we end, what we focused on today, I think, is if you want to change your life, first you have to realize that you have to change. You have to
Mhm.
realize that you need a change. See where you are today and where you want to be, and focus on where you want to be. Start looking ahead and change some things using the method. Maybe I will write the definitions in the description so that people can follow it up, and I will also write it in the newsletter.
Yes. And I have a special gift for your listeners as well.
Okay, I'm going to give you time to talk about it.
Okay.
Maybe before you talk about that, can you share with us why is clarity important? Having clarity,
Clarity.
yeah, clarity.
Yeah.
Why is it very important? And then after that, you can talk about the gift, and then we will
Okay.
proceed. Mm,
So, there's this old saying that, and it's true, a confused mind does nothing. A confused mind does nothing.
mm,
So you have to have clarity, right? When you have clarity, you can move, you can go towards what it is you want to go. One of the reasons why we sit and we are like you were looking at movies and things, or I found myself watching TV and the news too much, right? It's easy to turn those things on
mm,
and have it control us and influence us, right? A confused mind is just going to want to sit there and do it. Now, it's okay sometimes, right? Go to
mm,
movies and things like that. That's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But constantly you're confused. You're sitting there still because you're confused. I was sitting because I was confused. I wasn't clear, clarity, discovering where am I? Okay, this is not what I want. I mean, I'm becoming aware of it. Clarity helps you
mm,
move forward. So you want to be
mm.
clear and crystal clear on what it is you want. It's
Right.
very, very important. Yeah.
Even in a business, I think if you're not clear about what you offer and where you want to do, which clients do you need, you're going to find yourself always taking anyone and
Yeah.
not focusing on the thing that you want to offer, and find yourself not moving forward because you're not clear about what you offer and who you offer it to, and it keeps
Right.
you behind.
Well, you worry sometimes because it's like, well, should I do this? Should I do that? But I
Mm,
think the thing is you've got to be true to yourself. Okay. Very, very
mm,
true to yourself. So when you get that unction, well, you know what? I want to go this way. Something
mm,
is telling me to go this way, not that way. I need to go this way. And I'm going to stick to that. Right. Because you got to understand the universe only wants good for you.
mm,
Right? So you got to understand the universe has your back. You got
mm,
this
yeah,
unction to go this way, go that way.
mm,
Boldly, go that way. And it's
mm.
all going to come towards you.
Sometimes I think universe is somehow connected to your mind.
Mhm.
When you're afraid of something bad happens to you, or you're always thinking about negative, you meet negativity, and you get negativity around you, which is why I think it's connected to our mind somehow.
It
And
is.
when you think about positive things, when you know something is going to happen no matter what, most of
Yeah.
the times it happens. To me, it happens most of the time when I want something and I think about it. It's like what they say, attraction, law of attraction. When you want
Yes.
something and you use your mind, you get it. So I'm not sure if it works 100%, but most of the times it works for me.
Well, there's actually two parts of your mind. Okay.
Mm,
So usually when I explain, I go like this, right? There's a mind here and there's a mind here. This
mm,
is your conscious mind. That's your always trying to figure out how something's going to be done, trying to be logical about things, right? Even overthinking. That's your conscious mind. But your
mm,
subconscious mind, which I believe is your connection to God, is 10,000 times, 100,000 times more powerful than any conscious mind.
mm,
So that unction that I talk about is coming from your subconscious mind. Is way powerful. But this sometimes doesn't understand it. This will second guess. This will
mm,
say, well, how is that going to happen? And I won't move until I figure out how. And the subconscious or God is saying, move, go in this
mm,
direction. This is the unction.
right.
So
Mm,
you've got to learn to listen to that unction. This
mm,
right here will slow you down. A lot of the toxins of the cesspool of life are in here. Self doubt, not
right.
thinking that you're good enough, right? When this is
Mm,
saying, I've equipped you with everything. You have everything that you need.
yeah, there we go.
Talking about go.
Mm,
Understand what I'm saying?
yeah. So,
Being aware, this is science, by the way. Being aware that you have two parts of your mind, a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Just that information right there is enough to help you in saying, you know what? I need to forget this sometimes and not go by this. This is
mm,
holding me back. But this is telling me to move. I'm feeling it. It's telling me to move and to
mm,
go in this direction. Even though it may
mm,
not make sense, it's telling me to do that. You need to trust it. That's your connection to God
mm.
or connection to the
Wow.
universe, however you want to say it.
Subconscious mind and conscious mind.
Yes. So that should help give you clarity.
Yeah, right.
Just in that, you know?
Mm, yeah. So, uh, you mentioned that you have a gift for us.
Yes,
Okay.
I do. So it is the Clarity Breakthrough Bundle, and I've curated it just for your audience. So it's something that, normally my clients, they have to pay for it, right?
Mm,
But because I love the work that you're doing here, I want to give it to you and to your listeners. And
mm,
what they would need to do is to go to Instagram, my Instagram,
mm,
and my Instagram is at Val Dantzler, VALDANTZ, as in zebra, LER. Again,
mm,
VALDANT like Tom, Z like zebra,
mm,
LER. Put in the word clarity,
mm,
clarity, and I will send you my blueprint, the
mm,
blueprint for clarity. And it's actually a 30-day guide that gives you brief things to do every day. So you start out, whether it's the middle of the month, the end of the month, it's 30 days.
mm,
Gives you small things for you to do every day. By the end of that 30 days, you will be a brand new person. Okay. This is for the person that is looking for change. This is for the person that is down and out and just doesn't see themselves clear and feels that they don't even have time to do it. Okay.
mm, mm,
This is for the person that is already going to the therapist right now, already using those services from their job, and they've been doing it for a long time, but they're still not getting anywhere. Okay.
mm,
I've worked with many therapists and they look at my programs and they say, well, wow, I can see why you're getting such fast results. Where with someone's in my office, it takes years. I just talked to someone, last night? It took them eight
mm,
years to get to where they want. But with me, with my
That's some odd.
techniques, it's short. Within a couple
Mm,
of sessions, you'll have it, right?
wow.
Also, with this blueprint, you're going to get inside my my community, right? Where I have different courses and things. Now, don't tell my clients this because I'm giving it to your people for free, right?
Mm,
But you'll have access to that as well. And
mm.
you'll have a clarity call with me just to help put it all together. And it's totally, totally free.
Thank you so much, the Gratitude Grandmaster.
Yes.
So, what people have to do is just go on your Instagram and send the word clarity.
Clarity.
Okay.
Clarity. Yep.
Okay. And then everything will be given for free.
That is correct. For free.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time and having to talk to us about this. I'm sure that at the end of this, there is someone who will have their mind changed on based on how they thought before about this. They were not confident that they can do this, but today they will be clear about what they want and use the fly eye method to start moving forward to the thing they want, to the life they want, to achieve the results they want. And I hope that they will share their feedbacks in the comment and tell us what happened to after trying this for 1 month. What is happening? Is it bringing results? Is it changing their lives? Because at the end of the day, what we all need is to become better. We are not in a competition with anyone. We want to be better than what we are today. So I thank you so much. I can give you a few seconds to tell us your last thought, and then we close the session.
Well, thank you again so much for having me on. It really has been a pleasure. It's a dream come true because I'm here in America. And, when I first, started harnessing gratitude and said, this is the work that I really want to do for my life, I did want to reach the world. And so here I am reaching the world thanks to you. So I do appreciate you. And I just want to tell everyone out there that no matter where you are in life, remember this: if you are high, you can fly. But when you're low, your very destiny you will blow. Do not blow your destiny. Get high.
If you are high, you will fly, and if you are low, your destiny will blow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will not say anything more. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good day. See you next time.
Bye-bye.